Here we are with Harrowings and the Passing Show, live with Hal Gill, your host, in Washington, D.C., along Connecticut Avenue. Heading back up to the house, we're going to take in the tulips and the flowers on our street. There's a lot of them. I like to capture those every spring, provide them out to cyberspace. Little primary documentation of who, what, when, and where. Research historians of the future may be interested, may not be, doesn't matter. This is just a little bit of the body of work that is Harrowings. Essays, commentary, worth what you paid for, occasional AI generated art, particularly with a focus on Eris, the goddess of chaos, strife, and discord, from which all of Western civilization basically sprang by not inviting her to the feast of the wedding of, oh gosh, Thetis and Peleus, I think. I have to go and check myself on that. The gods managed to anger Eris, who came anyway with a gift called the golden apple, which that golden apple ended up setting off the Trojan Wars because it was inscribed to the fairest. And Paris had to make a decision between Aphrodite, Athena, and Juno, or Hera, who the fairest was. That choice led to him being bribed by Aphrodite, Venus in Roman mythology, to choose her over the others by being promised Helen, the most beautiful mortal woman, who was already married to Menelaus. That kidnapping of Helen to Troy launched the Trojan Wars, the feast that launched 1,000 ships. And you see how humans are geared. They treat women as chattel, as the gods and goddesses tend to set that up in Western culture. And that ain't right. And that causes all kinds of strife, discord, and chaos to be our lot. And it still will be. The gods dodge the choice themselves, not wanting to touch that decision with a 10-foot pole. So we get a little Greek mythology interpretation from me as we move along from dawn to dusk. But check out the tulips. Earth laughs and flowers, it said. And there you go. This area here is a laugh riot. Again, every year. Bulbs bloom, red buds come out, other trees flower. Some form of flowering cherry, I think. Not sure which. Not sure what that tree is actually, so don't take my word for it. Obviously, I may not know what I'm talking about. Tulips, pansies. Is there a red bud coming out in front of the yellow house on the corner? And we'll turn back up. Maybe we'll walk up Florida. Put a few extra steps on them. Looking for whether or not Origin is going to be available at 10. If she's not, I might just go live from the bunker and they might do some reading or who knows, thinking, musing about current affairs of human beings, traumatized primates that we tend to be. Some more tulips. And what else have I got for you? Bathrobe guy is offering loving kindness. The inner light is joined. Priyesh, I saw a flurry of hearts going up from someone. Wonder seekers here. And hopefully these wonders are not being lost on us. We're by the restaurant Annabelle. Take a look at the menu. I've been eating at Annabelle. I've eaten at Nora, which was its predecessor in this space. Looking back, you can see a lot of construction going on. in the neighborhood. There's the Decatur apartment building and a bed of pansies. Yeah, you can get a half dozen oysters for 24 bucks here. Salt roast beet salad, spring pea venal veloute, chilled spring carrots, beef tartare, foie gras mousse, anashi de crudo, grilled Spanish octopus, tortelloni, crispy pork belly, tajarin pasta, spring risotto, snapper, grilled venison. That's coming with huckleberry, beet puree, and bone marrow bread pudding. Wow. Prime Angus Terrace Major. That is roasted mushrooms, goat cheese, whipped potatoes, and bordelaise sauce for 40. Ronduck breast, andouille, stuffed quail, branzino, and sides of potato croquettes and crispy caulinia. But the desserts are probably to die for. See a little bit of the bar there and my own reflection. It's very pleasant. And a work of a bartender would be pretty tough, I would think. There's a lot to know, a lot to keep in mind, a lot of skill involved. I'm actually learning barista skills. 2112 Florida Avenue Northwest, old school doorway there. Across the way, the Friends Meeting House. Tomorrow at 3 p.m., there'll be a memorial service there for Donald Kwong, who was an activist in D.C. for many years, starting with ACT UP. And he himself was an AIDS survivor from the original infection route and survived up until weekend, last weekend or the weekend before last. I forget. But it's been fairly recent. Donald passed for many years of service to the community and onward. That's the way it goes. We are temporary. We have brief flashes on the surface of eternity. Anyone else having anything to say? And bathrobe guy, robes for short, is greeting folks. That's nice. Appreciate that. Keep on keeping on. And we'll be the change we want to see in the world. 9:16, that gives me about 44 minutes until the expected. There we go. I got the crossing light. They've got the green. Let's go up by the Friends Meeting House. And we'll go back down this after doing this little bit of incline. There's a lovely sundial here in the garden. I was out talking to Robes before on one of our passing shows. I stopped by it, and the sundial there, you can just see it standing up behind that tree that's in the yard beyond the fence. It says inscribed on it, I mine the light, dost thou? Quakers known for minding their inner light against all other outside influences. Very free thinking. This was built in 1930, so you can see. That was when Herbert Hoover was president, and it was his home base, I think, while he was in D.C. He lived just over on S Street when he was Secretary of Commerce before becoming president. And yeah, so that's the way it goes. Brilliant man, translated De Re Metallica by Agricola with his wife. It's one of the mainstays of the metal workers as far as historical metallurgy goes. Now we got behind. See the neighbors' places here. Little bit of walking. Little pansies. Some other plantings here. These are gorgeous, aren't they? I don't know what they are. And I think they have a name. Look them up sometime. Very fortunate, Len and I are, that we bought the bunker in 2010. I just got the latest statement for its mortgage, seeing that it's only, I don't know, probably another, oh, let's see, 50 payments to go, no more. Not 500. No, that wouldn't be right. That would be 20 years. Not too many, though. I always pay a little extra, cut down on the interest. There we have a robin that's scooted underneath the cover of my neighbor's electric bike. Robins, got some house sparrows cutting up there, and the crepe myrtle. There they go, taking off. Suburban pulling in. Bit of a dent on the front fender. And what else we got? Some folks hanging out outside the Moldovan embassy. My tulips. And remember, every cent spent's a vote for the kind of world that we are co-creating. Somebody about 1904 decided this was worth creating, and investments were made. And we ended up with this lay of the land, a little bit of land that is attached to my bunker. Has some sorrel coming up, a bit of a fern as well as sprung. Should be seeing more fiddleheads on that. The rose is going great guns as far as leafing out. I don't know how many blooms it's going to have this year. It blooms yellow. And then we have the volunteer sorrel, if I remember right. Sage. Not much of that growing, but a little tiny bit survived that snow creep that was laid on top of it. And of course, lemon balm. That's kind of spreading. And I don't see a whole lot else that has survived, but we will get some other herbs out soon. So that's it for the passing show. If you joined us, thank you for that. Appreciate it. Be the change you want to see in the world. Every cent spent is a vote for the kind of world we're co-creating.